You're watching Suck Professor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. I'm joined by...
James.
Welcome to my sewer. Join me. Hey, everybody. We're about to do a shot-by-shot detailed breakdown of the new It trailer. And no, it doesn't stand for information technology. This is going to be filled with spoilers, or at least if you're afraid of spoilers, don't watch this. But if you have already seen the trailer, you want to watch a couple of jackasses you never heard of talk about it in great detail, then you've come to the right place. James, you're excited about this.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone knows me even semi-well, they know I'm a huge horror freak. I've been that since my very early beginnings, and it all started when I got a hold of a book my mom was reading when I was a kid. This big old thick 900-page monster called Stephen King's It. Mm-hmm. And I read that thing voraciously. It was my favorite book then. It's probably still my top 10 favorite books today.
Wow.
And I was crushed in 1990 when the made-for-TV sitcom miniseries thing, not sitcom, but miniseries came out of the book, and it was horrifically horrible.
It would make a good sitcom, though.
John Ritter, come on.
John Ritter's a good guy.
No.
He's a nice fellow.
No, not anymore. He's not around anymore.
He's a nice angel, all right?
But
he's in heaven.
He did not belong in that movie. That movie was so poorly done. It wounds me to this day. My entire life I've been saying that I only want to live long enough to see this book done justice on film. And now my hopes have been realized, I hope.
Well, we'll see. I mean, judging on the trailer we're about to break down, I would say that you have a good chance of finally
I'm optimistic.
Achieving some justice.
Yes.
I don't recall it feeling violated by the original movie. My memory of the original It was that I was just fucking terrified. I was like 11 or something, or 9 or 10-ish when it came out, in 1990. Mm-hmm. I was just freaked out by Tim Curry. I mean, the clown, and I was one of those suburban kids playing in the rain, although my parents couldn't afford wet rain gear. We just got wet in our fucking hand-me-down sweatpants. But we didn't have paraffin. Come on.
No. Tim Curry was the only redeeming part about that movie. He was amazing. I cannot wrap my head around anyone being a better Pennywise than Tim.
Totally. But I just can't really imagine like a 10-year-old being like, fucking John Ritter.
No, I was like writing an SH in front of the title every time I saw it.
SH? Shit?
Yeah, you said the horrible curse word, yes.
Is that... Oh, S-H-I-T. S-H
yes,
asterisk
that was my terrible immature joke.
Got it. It's okay. S-H-I-T.
Because it was crap.
Stephen King's S-K-I-T. Skit.
Yes.
Okay, enough of that shit. We haven't even gotten to the thing. So anyway, here we go. We're going to break it down. We're going to kind of scrub it through here. All right, so that's how it opens up. We come in. Let's start with the music, though, James. There's a nice little tone. It sets a nice tone here.
Okay. And that bothered me a little bit in the beginning, too.
Hang on.
There you go.
Okay, now back up a little. So what bothered you?
The iconic part about the movie from 1990, or the miniseries from 1990, and I believe also in the novel, was that this was all going down while Bill Denbrough and Georgie Denbrough, the two boys in here, Bill being the older one, Georgie being the younger one, the mother is downstairs playing classical piano, specifically Beethoven's Für Elise.
Oh.
So you hear it playing in the background while all this stuff goes down, and it resonates with you for the entire scene.
This is not Für Elise.
This is not Für Elise.
No, that's too bad. Hey, you know what they say about apartments? Sometimes they're for lease.
Yes.
That's horrible. Okay, so that upsets you?
Well, because it's different. I'll get over it. But maybe they'll still do it, though.
Yeah.
This is just a trailer. So essentially what's happening is it's a terrible rainstorm outside. The whole street is flooded. Everyone's indoors.
Yeah.
And I think that Bill, the older kid here...
We call it a soaker.
Yeah, I think he is sick right now, so he can't go outside and play with his little brother Georgie, so he makes him a boat out of newspaper and paraffin wax and all that kind of stuff, so it can survive in the rainwater and float down the gutters and whatnot, so we can go outside and play, and he dubs it the SS Georgie.
The SS Georgie, which we saw back there you go, SS Georgie. He's not just a fan of some Playboy model named Georgie or something.
No.
It's sort of a masculine name, but I would like a girl named Georgie.
But it's important to know that as far as brothers go, these guys are as close as it gets. Bill adores his brother, and Georgie looks up to his older brother. They're inseparable.
Bill's not a tyrant older brother like some of them.
I
had an older brother. He's a real fucking monster. He lives in a sewer, and he murders children with his teeth. He's horrible. But no, you can tell he's sick. He's got a box of Kleenex, either that or he's already discovered magazines. Hey, James, it's okay.
Let's not soil the name of Bill Denbrough. I'm probably
Bill Denbrough.
I think I'm not remembering his last name right, but it's something like that.
I promise you. Okay, it's not a spoiler. The kid's his younger brother went missing. He's got a lot of stress in his life. He's going to need to crank a few out to make himself feel better. It's okay.
Jesus.
Nothing wrong with it.
There's better times.
You're right. Well, where do you think they got all that paraffin wax?
Yeah.
But he's doing some arts and crafts. He's obviously got a nice little setup here. He's got some rocket ships there, some robots, little space thing, little Earth planet globe thing here. That's pretty fun.
Yeah, and Bill has... Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I was a boy once, and I would have appreciated if my brother had loved me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, one of the key characteristics of the character of Bill in the novel and in the 1990 movie was that he stuttered, and he couldn't control it. People called him Stuttering Bill.
That's not nice.
It was not nice.
No.
But in this trailer, you'll hear him speak.
You know what they called me when I was a kid? Fat Ugly Hank. Fat fucking Hank, they called me. And it's true, because I was always fat and fucking. All right, so want to hear him talk?
Yeah, let's hear him talk a little bit.
All right.
Here you go.
Well, back up a little more. We messed up here.
There you go. She's all ready, Captain.
Thanks, Billy.
Aw, and they even hug. Look, he's eating food. Look at that. I guess that's nothing really interesting about that observation.
But what do you notice? No stuttering.
No stuttering.
So either they've stripped it away from the character, which I think is very unlikely because it's so integral to who this character is.
Yeah.
Or they're just playing it down and subduing it and not showing it in the trailer.
Could be that. Or perhaps, he doesn't stutter when with his brother because he feels or something. There's I know it can come
was
and go.
an ever-present thing in the book.
Sure.
It wasn't situational so much. I mean, I guess it could be under extreme stress, but he was doing it constantly.
Yeah, okay. Well, they may have changed it, but we'll find out. Is this a pencil sharpener? I think it is.
It kind of looks
I
like
recognize that. And this is where he grows all his weed.
Yeah, and just so you know the time period that's supposed to be set here, this is supposed to be like 1957, 1958, somewhere
Really?
along. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it
Somewhere
was a little...
around.
All right. So long before Playboy.
Yes.
He would have had to be using Sears Robux and stuff. All right, so let's go. Aw, little boy hugs him. He's holding... I like the paraffin. That's definitely not something a modern kid would do. Modern kids would just be like, why did it get wet? It didn't work. Wah.
Yeah, he would be floating it down on his iPhone.
Yeah, this is like smart guy stuff. Like, oh, go get me, go get me the asbestos
He's
brush.
like, and bring me back some war bonds.
Yeah. Get me some of those carrot rations. All right, so they're hugging here. Now, we want to compare this to the movie. We went and looked up
to the 1990 television miniseries.
Television miniseries. Shouldn't call it a movie. So we do have some footage from that we're going to show. We're going to watch a similar scene here from that. Ready? Go.
For me? You made it for me?
Look, so this is Jonathan
Brandis, who tragically died at the age of 27 from self-inflicted hanging.
Hanging. That sucks.
Which, what's actually kind of disturbing about that now that I think about it?
I can think of lots of disturbing parts.
Okay, in terms of the mythos of this movie is that the creature in this movie attacks and kills and feeds every 27 years.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Holy shit, that's fucking crazy. Really?
Yep.
Wow, I thought it was like 30 for some reason, but it's pretty because I know that they reunite as adults to fight off the spider.
Yeah, and that's why the miniseries has two parts, one with their children and one with their adults. And I presume that this movie is going to come out. This is the children's side, and probably a year later they're going to release another movie as a sequel where then they return as adults.
Yeah, I hope it's like but another 27 years goes by, so they would be what, 54?
Yeah.
And but they're all like haggard, and half of them are divorced, and one of them died of something terrible, and they're all just like real shitty fat old people.
Yeah, I hope they just put makeup on the children to make them look older, gray their hair a little bit.
A big old Gandalf nose.
Yeah.
Gandalf eyebrows. You shall not sink. So tragic life. Wow, 27. That sucks. He was a pretty good actor, though. I remember him in Ladybugs. It's my favorite movie.
Yeah, and he was also on Neverending Story.
Oh yeah. Was he was Atreyu?
I think he was one of the kids reading the book.
I think so.
He was the Great Nothing or something. He was the one reading it, causing all of this.
But
stuff.
not the main kid, though.
No, he was. I think he was up in an attic or something reading the book.
That was Jonathan Brandis?
I think it was. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, let us know in the comments.
It's been
everybody.
a long time.
Don't sue us if we're wrong. He played the dog. He played the big giant white dog that flies around.
Yeah, he was. What was the name of that? Falcor.
Falcor.
He was the luck dragon.
Roar!
No, he was not Falcor.
How big of a blue bag do you need to pick up that thing's pieces of shit after he poops on the sidewalk, huh?
Yeah.
I bet it's like when an elephant takes it. One time I was at a circus and an elephant got like a kind of weird an erection. It was fucking crazy.
Can I go sail it?
Okay.
Oh, we have to seal it first with paraffin.
What's that? Where is it?
It's in the cellar.
Uh-oh, in the cellar. Now, this is not really part of the trailer we're talking about, but the cellar's important to the story here. Cause
the kid's terrified of it. Georgie doesn't like the dark. He doesn't like, being alone. He likes to be with his brother. He's a kid.
Kind of like a puppy dog.
Yeah, and you'll notice that Bill stutters prominently in the original.
Yes, so that's which we have not seen yet in the film. But we'll see. We'll find out. James, you know what? You can write your congressman a letter and say, please make him stutter. And you'll be
they're too busy selling our internet histories to the world.
Yeah.
Screw them.
Totally. It's interesting. So we got some more comparisons coming up later. So now we can move on with the trailer here. I'm just going to hit play. Off he goes. SS Georgie. Look at this nice little boat. What a good job. It's way better than the previous one. The previous one looked like a real piece of crap. He used like some thicker cardboard paper there.
Yeah, it's CGI now.
It's CGI. Yeah, this is.
They couldn't afford the paper,
Yeah, this costs as much as Avatar. Yeah. This could be a floating mountain, but instead it's a thing.
It's like the feather from Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Life is like a fucking monster in a sewer. All right, so off he goes. Let's just watch it a little bit. Overhead shot, never good. Oh, pow. Kabong. Look at this, James. Boing, gong, doing, dong. Oh, let's go one more time. Ready?
Considering what's to come, this is pretty horrible.
Hold on. I was a kid like this. This reminds me of my child. This is why I'm all fucked up in the head, because of a couple too many bad impacts. All right, let's wait. Back it up a little bit. One more time, real slow.
And it should be known, Derry Public Works. This takes place in the town of Derry, Maine.
Oh, Derry, Maine.
Most of Stephen King's stories take place in Maine. A lot of them do take place in Derry, I think.
Yeah.
It's central to all the stories.
I assume their main product is milk and cheese.
Did you just... Was that a double pun? Their main product?
Oh, yeah, it was. No, I'm not that smart. Come on, don't give me any credit. So just backing up. I love it. I love the shot. I love being a kid. I remember running around in the street, stepping on shit. One time we were running around in a creek. We got all fucking gross. We had leeches on our belly. My dad took pictures. There we go. One more time. Come on, hurry up. Let's just hurry up. Let's do this shit. Ready? Double speed. Okay, so we're gonna compare this though.
He's got massive head trauma already.
Yeah. Well, this took 60 different takes. This kid had this is the Daniel Day-Lewis of 6-year-olds.
Yeah,
he really went for it. Method actor, and so is this giant wooden bar that he bonks his head against. Always fun. Who doesn't love it when a kid gets himself knocked out in a puddle? All right, so this is the scene from
the 1991.
The 1991. So let's watch this. Whoa! James, what do you notice about the rain?
It's got it's falling in one direction. It's clearly from a rain machine.
Well, it's the sunlight.
The sun coming through it.
Occasionally, I've been in rain when it's sunny, like a weird sun cloud.
But the whole context of the story is that it is so nasty and pounding outside that no one else is going outside, that the streets are swelling with water, and that is not the picture that's being painted here.
Yeah, right. No, it's actually kind of magical when it rains when there's sun out. But
and what's with all the Peter and the Wolf music?
Well, let him. He's having a little playful jaunt along the messy day. Look out! Don't hit your head on the thing. Be careful, boy. Duck under it.
Kids were more athletic back then.
Yeah, he's been studying parkour.
Yeah.
He just knows all the moves. This is about the only parkour I could do. Actually, is bending down and moving under. What? Why is there something on fire? What is that?
On fire?
Look,
that's probably just a reflection. Oh, what the?
It's like a. What is that? It's right there.
It's on the other side too. They're bombs. Link has been here.
Yeah, Zelda.
What? I never noticed that. All these years, I never noticed that.
What the fuck are those? That's not like standard civic practice to put bombs where children will be playing.
They literally look like bombs. I'm sure there's a reason for it.
What could the reason possibly be?
I'm guessing it's like some sort of, it can burn in the rain, so it's probably something to deter cars in the dark from coming there, so it shines at night, so they don't go into a pothole or a dangerous area.
Like this is the precursor to the blinky orange light.
I'm guessing. I have never seen anything like that. I never noticed that. Very good catch.
What could go wrong? Just put up one of those asbestos bombs in the neighborhood with all the children. Okay, so keeps going.
Well, yeah, but I mean, look, there's not even rain hitting that side of the street over there, on the ones closest to us.
Like right here?
Yeah. It's badly done.
It's two things going against it. It's a made-for-TV miniseries, and it's 1990.
Yeah.
Everything sucked in 1990.
Especially John Ritter.
So, yeah. Why do you hate John Ritter?
Because he ruined this movie.
He didn't ruin Three's Company.
No.
Why don't you back the fuck off? And he was pretty good in Problem Child. Not as good in Problem Child 2, although he was. Meryl Streep did not deserve the Academy Award
he
that
can
year.
come and knock on your door, but he better stay away from mine.
Yeah, Roper my balls. Oh no, hold on, we're getting a little ahead. All right, so sorry about if there was a little edit there, everybody. But okay, now back to this trailer, Derry Public Works. And poor guy, he's got bonked in the head. Hurry, get up! What if he was like a math genius all of a sudden? He could do good with... No! Oh no, there's the sewer. This is bad, James. Real bad. Did you have stuff go down the sewer when you were a kid?
We didn't have sewers.
What?
Nope.
What are you,
small town.
Small
No
town.
gutters, no sewers, anything like that.
What are you, a resident of a small town?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Well, we did have sewers, and I would stick my arm in them all the time. Never got kidnapped, though. I was very disappointed. So, off it goes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. James, there's the boy. He's looking in there. Yep. That's a big-ass sewer, though. This looks like...
That is. There's very little safety there. No grate or anything.
Yeah, yeah.
But this was set, like, again, 1957, 58.
Right.
Safety standards were not what they are today.
Yeah, we might not have had the slices. What do they call those? Slits. That's the word I'm looking for.
Sluices?
Sluices. Can you say the word slit? Or does it sound a little bit too dirty?
No, I'm good with that.
Hey, James, slit me in the throat. Okay, so now, okay.
Now, this looks like America's Funniest Home Video version of the same thing.
All right, so now here's the version from the original, or the 1990. He's on Liverpool Lane.
Yep, instead of Jackson Street.
Yeah. So, there it goes. Oh, oh! My brother's boat! I mean, my boat! Oh, no. So then he looks under, and we have another shot. Look at that kid. Oh, look, he's got the grates. They filmed it in 1990.
Yeah, and they didn't really make too much of an effort to make it feel like the 50s.
Not particularly. Not that anybody would have been like, hey, there was no grates. But perhaps the movie had a better budget and they went a little bit more authentic. Plus, it's super sunny. We can't... it's
And they couldn't even get like a kid.
Oh, look at this rainstorm.
I know, it sucks.
There's just seaweed in the thing right here. That's about it. All right, so it's okay. We're not going to beat him up for that too much. It's just fun. Like I would do a better job. All right, so the boy sees that that's his face there. Let's look at him in comparison, though. Boom, boom, boom. Pretty good, though. I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. I'm all right. Got the yellow slicker, and off they go. So here, let's keep going here. Dude, I get so freaked out by shit like this. This stuff scares me out of my mind. This is not good. Let's just play at full speed, then we'll come back and look at it a little closer. Oh, James, hold me.
So this is the first time. Yeah, that's the first time you get to see the villain.
The villain, Penny Farthing,
who identifies himself in two ways. First, he says
Pennywise.
Well, yeah. Pennywise the Dancing Clown is his stage name.
Penny Farthing is how he commutes to and from work.
Yes. No, but he introduces himself as Mr. Bob Gray.
To whom?
To Georgie.
Oh, really? He gives...
Because Georgie is apprehensive about talking to him because he says, my father says I should never talk to strangers. And he goes, well, my name is Mr. Bob Gray.
Yeah.
Also known as Pennywise the Dancing Clown. Now we're not strangers. We know each other.
To the whole thing about, don't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
This is actually... puts him at ease by that.
I like this little moment. It's like a recreation of my birth. Ready? Hi! Hello! That's me! I don't know. That wasn't funny at all. Okay, so that's fucking freaky. We gotta watch it one more time. Oh! The kid just jumps back. That's hilarious. Okay, now we're gonna watch it from the original. Now, this is Tim Curry. All right, here we go.
Hi, Georgie. Aren't you going to say hello?
Hello? Hi, Georgie. James, what do you think about this? Give me some analysis.
Okay, well, it being the creature, Pennywise, actually he's got three names, as Bob Gray, It, and Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
And late for dinner?
Yeah. So he tries to come across as a likable character in these kind of scenes because he's trying to lure children in. He's like the spider and they're like the prey in his web.
Yeah.
So he's putting on the image of a clown. He's making them see something that they would be amenable to.
And clowns are ostensibly to entertain children, even though almost every single person universally is fucking terrified of them because it's a grown man wearing full face paint and crazy fixed emotions on their eyes, on their faces. Mm-hmm. Big bulbous features, hair out of the nutty costume. There's nothing sadder to me than the idea of a man being a clown, even though I'm a fucking comedian, which is one degree away from it. But it's like clowns are awful. No, and this movie's probably responsible for most of the fear about clowns.
I mean, it could be.
That and all the clown murders.
Yeah, and his appearance drastically changes when he goes from luring mode into kill mode.
Yeah.
He is not human.
Same with me.
And I can say a major spoiler.
Well, go ahead. I mean, is it from the original story?
From the novel.
Okay, hit it.
Is that if you want to think about genders, Pennywise is not a he.
Oh. Is it a she? A lady killer?
Yes, kind of in a
way.
way.
That's not the right way. Okay. Does she have babies and stuff?
It's
like a spider?
Sort of like that. It's. I'll get more into it as we go along, but the story as to what exactly it is, it's a little ambiguous.
Okay. Do we need to worry about the gender? It feels like the gender doesn't matter when it's murdering you.
It's just an interesting aside.
It's like if I had a jellyfish sting, I'd be like, well, at least it wasn't a lady jellyfish. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's a fucking monster. It's just going to hurt you no matter what, whether it has a dick or not, or an inverted dick. All right. So, yeah, okay, that's interesting. Maybe is the newer one a lady?
No, it's Skarsgård. Is it William or Bill Skarsgård? What's the guy's
Alexander
name?
Skarsgård?
Alexander, yeah.
He plays the Pennywise?
I think that's his name. Yeah, I know it's Skarsgård, but I know there's a bunch of
let's talk
actors.
about that in a little while, because we see his or her body in more detail later on.
Yeah.
The voice, we don't hear Pennywise's voice in this trailer.
No, they keep that completely under wraps.
So all we have is this is going, "Hi, Georgie."
Yeah, that's Tim Curry.
I'll have one soft shell taco supreme.
Yeah,
extra sour cream, Georgie.
I wish I had the foresight to tell you about this before, but there's a very famous picture of Tim Curry on the set of it where he's standing back. I think he's got like a rain slicker on or something, and he's smoking a cigarette looking off to the side. It's the funniest looking thing ever.
Dressed up as
Pennywise.
Yeah, that's
so
freaky.
It's like, that is so not intimidating.
Aren't you going to say hello?
Hello? You can see the balloon, by the way. You see the little balloon? Little yellow? Hold on. Whoop, whoop. Right there?
Yep.
It's like he's holding it. We weren't supposed to show that shit, man. Come on.
Yeah, so essentially what happens is that he lures Georgie into getting close. He says they're, not strangers, that he has balloons. He makes Georgie hear and smell the sounds of a carnival going on under the sewers.
Oh.
So Georgie is enticed by it. He wants to
popcorn,
come closer.
cotton candy,
Exactly.
Vomit.
Yeah, all that kind of sawdust.
Tears, fear, separated children, racial tension.
Yeah,
Okay.
all that
cool.
kind of stuff.
Good times.
And then he holds up the boat and says, Georgie, you want this, right? You can't leave without this. And he uses all these factors to lure Georgie into coming close.
We got some more of that. We got some of that coming up. So don't give away too much of the goose there, buddy. All right, so then back to the trailer. Stephen King. I love this guy, Stephen King.
Have you read everything he's ever written?
Yes, I have.
Really?
Have you read On Writing?
Yeah.
You have?
I have that.
Can I have it? Actually, I'd like to read it. I hear it's
I've got it somewhere in my closet. I'll find it.
Well, yeah, dig it out. I mean, not in a hurry, but I've heard it's great. No, I've not read everything. I've read a lot. I've read all the Gunslinger stuff, and I've read...
that was the only thing I have. I stopped...
Oh, they're making a movie of it,
I know,
too.
I stopped at book 4 because Wizards and Glass was a piece of crap.
It was a little weird with the train going over the wasteland and all that.
No, that was book 3. That was The Wasteland. Wizards and Glass was the big flashback love story romance piece of garbage.
Oh. Jesus Christ. Well, there goes my 90s.
Roland
Thanks for
Delgado.
ruining my memories. You're not invited to my funeral anymore, James. Let's keep playing. Oh, right. Okay, town.
Derry.
Anything
Derry,
interesting?
Maine.
This is Derry.
There's a
This is where they milk
gazebo.
cows. Got a
There
river.
is... I
a bunch of
hate
trees.
myself for not being able to remember this, but if you recall, what did they refer to the area back
statue.
in the woods where they would always go and play? Was it called the Barrens?
No idea.
I think it was called the Barrens.
No clue. Look, there's a statue here, and there's 2 Civil War era cannons that are going to shoot each other and blow up. And okay, that statue, that's Joe Paterno. All right, keep going.
It's not like...
Okay, we got some kids talking here. Let's listen.
So these are the main kids.
All right, this is the Stranger Things cast.
No, only one of them, Mike.
One of them is?
One
Mike?
of them is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Derry's not like any town I've ever been in before. People die or disappear 6 times the national average.
6 times the national average. People die and disappear. Remember the curfew, 7 p.m. I like that they're just like, all right, well, we're not going to fucking fight them. We're just going to make sure everybody's inside because we are victims of a monster.
That's actually part of the story.
That the town freaks out to try to protect the kids?
No, it's almost as though the creature casts this sort of like spell over the whole town where they become less sensitive to how different they are from everyone else.
Oh, really?
Where they forget about things, where they don't remember the horrors of what happened. It almost like it deadens you and wipes your memory so that it can continue to feed whenever it needs to.
I kind of, all of a sudden, I want to read this book again. Do you also have a copy?
I have it somewhere. I will find it.
Is it here?
Yeah, it's somewhere here.
Oh, swell. Thanks, Paw. All right, look at this one. So these are some teens. This guy's looking like, well, I wish I was rich enough to afford sleeves.
Yeah, if I had to guess...
I assume these are like older brothers that can drive.
I would guess that's probably Henry Bauer's gang.
The Henry Bauer's gang.
Because those were the older kids.
The Trans Am? Is that not
Yeah,
what that
they
is?
were horrific bullies. They were essentially killers to a certain point.
They were real
story.
mean.
Yeah, really, they were the antagonist kids of the story.
Sure.
Older kids beating up on the other kids. And the main kids of the story were all outcasts. They called themselves the Losers Club because they didn't get along with anyone else. Everyone looked down on them. They weren't good at anything. They were just completely social rejects of their town.
Wow, that sounds like my middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, me in middle school. Yeah. The Bauer. The bullies, hopefully they get their comeuppance. Maybe that's what they are, just so that we can watch them get fucked up by the monster.
I don't want to spoil that
Don't
exactly.
spoil it.
But you will be happy.
Yeah. Yeah. What if they get him? He gets them by not letting them wear sunscreen, and then they get a somewhat painful sunburn. Take that, jerks! All right, let's keep going.
People die or disappear 6 times the national average.
All right, so we got missing children stuff. Everybody's rushing home. Patrick Hochstetter.
And that is a person, I believe he was also in the book.
Uh-huh.
And I think that was one of the kids that Pennywise killed. And I think he killed him with, like, flying leeches or something.
Oh, God, flying leeches.
It was something like that.
Yeah, something wacky, huh?
It was weird. He was a messed up kid. I think he was killing animals and torturing them by locking them in a refrigerator.
Okay. That's the worst way to cook an animal. You lock them in the oven and you turn that on. Come on.
If I'm thinking about the right kid, I think that's him.
Okay, could be. It doesn't say anything. It's hard to read what's on it.
Doesn't say anything about killing animals on the wanted poster.
I will give this
poster.
some big... Yeah, he killed animals.
Kid's a real monster.
Yeah, so approach with caution. Use a 10-foot, one of those poles with a rope around the end of it. For dogs, those poles, those dog handling poles. I gotta give him credit for not doing 555. I fucking hate 555 in movies and TV shows. It's like, why you guys have all this money, all this talent, all this, like, you get to make these cool things. Talk about every time I've ever seen it, and like, you're making a fucking movie and you still go with this immersion breaking thing of 555. I know you have to show a number for the story to go forward, but you can't come up with something better. What the hell? Pay for a different number and just fund it for 60 years until you're dead, so that when somebody calls a number that they saw, then they go, hi, well, thanks for calling the number. Thanks for watching our show. That's what I would do if I ever made a movie. James, any comment?
No.
Okay. Oh!
I think that's Ben.
That's Ben, the kid?
I think so, if I'm getting
so
the name
this
right.
is the Reach for the Stars. Read a book.
Yeah, so if you remember from the original novel and from the original 1990 miniseries, Pennywise would do this one thing where he would constantly have, like, these balloons floating through the area that the kid's in. Only the kids can see them, and it was this really creepy thing where the balloon would float right next to someone's face, pop, and have blood splatter all over their face, but they wouldn't react to it because in their mind it's not there. They don't see it, but the kid sees it.
Okay.
And it's really funny because in the 1991 they were doing that, but obviously they didn't have the money or the technology to fake it. So even though the actors are supposed to not react to it, they still flinch and try and pretend like they didn't notice it.
They're getting bukkakied with a bunch of blood.
Yeah, so that part was always funny to me.
That's okay. That's pretty funny. So wait, the kids nobody sees it?
Only the kid.
Oh, okay. Well, so
like, in this case, only Ben sees it, and you can clearly see no one else is paying attention to it.
Well, I know, but the blood part, adults don't see the blood.
No, even when it's on the adults, they don't see it.
Oh, it blows up. Oh, I see.
On the adults.
Okay. So this thing could, like, float over this bald guy and then blow up and then the kid goes, oh!
Yeah, but the guy would just keep flipping through his paper like nothing happened.
I see. I thought you meant that the balloon blows up next to the kid. And I was
No.
like, well, if they see it, of course they're going to... Okay, I get it now. That makes sense. All right, cool. Well, this is a fucking scary exit, isn't it? Jesus, it looks like a fucking portal to hell, Narnia. Come on in here. Lunch is ready. I am the nurse with the long fingers, and it's poopy day. Okay, sorry. All right, let's keep going. Whoa.
I'm guessing that's what happens if that scene were to continue.
Yeah, I would hope so. Be careful. It's a tunnel.
So the entire town of Derry is interconnected with these sewers.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, of course, they have all the milk.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it lives. It
Got it.
hibernates below in the sewers every 27 years and emerges to feed.
Who is this terrifying ghost back there?
I think that's Ben.
Oh, his light is not his face. Okay, I thought that was it. I was like, it pretending to be... do they call it it? Do they say...
And that's Mike Hanlon on the right.
This is Mike Hanlon?
Yeah, and then there's Stuttering Bill, and then there's Stan, and then there's Eddie.
And then there's Coke bottle face right here.
And there should be another person here, Beverly.
He's got a broken arm.
Oh, so that kind of reveals at what point. This is near the end of the movie.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're all geared up. They're ready to go.
That's after he gets out of the hospital.
Yeah. What's he? He's holding like some kind of shovel here or some sort. It's dark on our screen. I will brighten it up when I edit this, but he's got some sort of tool in his hand, a weapon of some kind, which is smart.
Well, Beverly would have a slingshot. I'm not sure what he's got.
Okay. They got the nice 80s flashlight. This guy's just got a great sense of taste. That's the only weapon I need.
And that's the kid from Stranger Things.
This guy here, that's Will?
I think he's playing Stan. I could be wrong. Actually, maybe he's Richie.
Richie.
It's been 20 years since I read the book. Maybe
right.
I'm probably getting the names wrong. I know Mike Hanlon. I know Bill. I think he might be Richie.
I'll let you know. James, I forgive you.
Yeah.
So let's keep going a little bit. Let's hit play.
Saw something. There was this clown.
Oh, I got to look at his shirt. He's got a funny shirt. I think I actually remember seeing those shirts.
Do you think that's like an homage to Maximum Overdrive with the car with the face in the front, the Green Goblin face?
Could be. I don't have any fucking idea what you're talking about.
Stephen King movie.
Yes.
First movie he actually directed himself.
Maximum Overdrive?
It's so horrifically bad, it's amazing.
You know the shit way better than I do.
I love Stephen King.
Yeah, I like it. So,
and that's got to be Beverly in the middle.
Yeah, I would assume that's Beverly. She's got a key on her thing. She must be one of those latchkey kids.
And, well, she hangs out with him because she's the daughter of an alcoholic, abusive father. And
aren't we all?
Yeah, so she's got a pretty hard... They all have pretty bad lives.
Yeah, hence the outcast nature of...
Yes.
But through coming together, they find love, just like you and me. Oh, God, a scary house.
That is the house on Neibolt Street.
Now, this is just an irresponsible town. Neibolt?
N-E-I-B-O-L-T, I believe.
Okay, good one.
They go there. That's where they have one of their major encounters with the creature.
This is just no town would allow a house to rot like this. Every town has some abandoned homes and stuff, and there's some haunted houses that you can like look up and go drive to. This place is terrifying. What sort of city would just sit around while a place turns into a nightmare factory? Yeah. Look at this. I'm surprised fucking Nicole Kidman's not staring out of one of these windows. That's how scary it is.
But you know the cool thing, do you remember...
Look at this tree. This tree is terrifying.
Yeah, that tree probably cost a lot of money to put there.
Yeah, it's a big foam fancy tree.
Do you remember how it disguises itself or how it appears to individual people?
As the thing they're most scared of?
Yes. So for one kid, it's a mummy. For another kid, I think it's a kid named Eddie or something gets killed by like an aquatic fish guy who comes
Aquaman.
out. Something like that. Like
Jason Moroz.
Yes.
What's that guy's name?
Jason Momoa.
Mimosa.
Mimosa, whatever. No. To another person, it was a werewolf.
Okay.
And to Bill, it was something that I had hoped the trailer wouldn't show, but it's going to show it later on, so I'll get to it when we see it.
So it's one of them the house? Is this just a manifestation of a kid's fear?
No. They get attacked by the... I don't even want to say it.
You know what my greatest fear is? If it was me, it would be a Chinese restaurant that doesn't have General Tso's chicken lunch specials.
Yeah, I'll just say they get attacked by something here.
Okay.
And I think
in this building here, you mean?
Yeah, I think Bill escapes because he's got an old rusty bike, but he calls it Silver, and he screams like, "Hi ho, Silver, away!" And he runs away on. And one of the other kids is like a bird watcher. He's obsessed with birds and all that kind of stuff.
I gotcha.
And I think that's this scene.
They call that ornithology in the bird looking at community. Here, look at this kid. He's got a doobie. He's smoking a doob. Either that or he likes to eat chalk. It's hard to tell. By the way, if he is smoking a doob, I say go for it. It's better than cigarettes. Boom. All right, there he is again. I just wish I had a doob. Okay, let me back up. Let's play it. We'll just listen to some music.
Yeah, I saw him too.
All right, there's the whole crew, though, James. There's Beverly, there's Bill, there's the guy with the glasses, there's Nerdy McGee, this is Poindexter, that's Fat Eddie.
7 of them, though.
Well, they don't all have to be together all the time, man. Yeah. Maybe the one guy's on his way.
It's been a long time, though. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong.
Could be. I like that he's wearing a light-colored belt. What a dork. Get back to middle school, you loser.
I think that might be Eddie, the one with asthma. I think his name was Eddie.
Always beating up on the asthma kids. I remember we had an asthma kid, and his mom was babysat for us, and we were friends with him. Oh, what's that? We got, what do they call these? Made in the USA. That's not a word, a phrase that I ever thought I'd see again. All right, so, what is this called?
It's a
slide projector.
Slide projector, yeah.
So Kansas Street, so Neibolt, there it is.
Yep.
All right, good. Harlan Street, okay. Uh-oh. Map of the King of Derby. Oh, City of Derry. All right, that makes sense. Cemetery. So did they draw these up, or what are these?
No, I'm assuming they got this from the public library or something.
Does that mean that 27 years prior there was another incident that was somewhat documented?
Yeah.
So this guy's been haunting this area.
Yeah, what basically happens, and I'll try and be a little bit more vague about this because I don't want to give away too much, and I don't know if it may not even be in the movie, but two of the kids find out a way to see the history of what it is and where it came from.
Okay.
And they do find out through this ritual, if you want to call it that it landed on Earth millions and millions of years ago during the time of the dinosaurs, crashed like a comet or an asteroid into the Earth, and it's been living there ever since and feeding every 27 years.
Hi, Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Want a balloon?
Do you want to smell things you like? It smells like a dead possum or something.
One can expect that it wasn't taking the form of a clown back then.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah.
A T-Rex with like full clown makeup, like a big red nose on the end of a T-Rex, like a little flower.
It mainly hunts
T-Rex.
children, so it's standard go-to persona as the clown, but it can project itself as anything it wants to.
Yeah.
Its true form is described in the book as something as being the most horrific image your mind can conjure.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
So it looks like me naked?
Either that or Paula Deen.
JK, I don't look horrible.
But I won't,
from a distance.
And it never really made sense to me because in the book and in the movie, it appeared as the same thing in the final confrontation, which I won't say what it is or how that goes.
Okay.
But they all see the same thing, which always made me wonder, is that really the worst thing they could all conjure in their minds? But I just kind of went with it.
That could be, you got to come up with something, I guess.
And then it has its true form, which is something else entirely.
Okay, well, let's keep going here.
It's all connected.
It's all connected. He's overlaying some sort of river sewer plan over the city. So he's kind of putting the pieces together here.
That's where it lives.
Did you ever do one of those things?
My sister had one, but I never tried it myself. Actually, so I was wrong. The kid behind him, I thought that was Eddie, who had the inhaler.
Nope. This is the bomb expert. This kid cracks safes. This guy's the getaway guy, and this guy is the security code guy.
Yeah.
And the other one's our Brad Pitt.
So I'm clearly getting the names mixed up. It's been a long time.
It's fine. I think we'll forgive you for it.
All right.
One more mistake and you're fucking out of here.
Take me a while to
James.
forgive myself, but we'll move on.
If you fuck up one more time, you're buying McDonald's after we tape this. James has bought McDonald's like the last 2 or 3 times. Yep. And I'm polite about it. I don't order the lobster, okay? No, but I had to take I had a breathing thing, and I had to take not like as a kid, just once, one of those purple discs, and it was kind of fun. I kind of liked it.
Speaking of Maine, which is where this is set, Dairy, Maine, and McDonald's and lobster, did you know that all the McDonald's in Maine actually serve lobster year-round?
That doesn't surprise me. In fact, it makes me want to move to Maine, because lobster is my favorite insect to eat. Let's keep going. Oh, no. I like this way. Let's just through it. Watch.
Wait a minute. Okay, go back.
Yoink.
Go back.
Yoink. Yoink. Yoink.
Please go
Yoink.
back.
This is me watching tennis. All right, go back here.
I just want to make it. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 kids.
Yeah. There's 7 in this scene.
There's 7? Okay, you counted?
I counted.
Okay,
yeah,
so I'm not going
There's
crazy.
3 on the right, 4 on the left.
That's where it lives.
Oh, sorry. This is James watching tennis. He's got 2 heads. Oh, I fucked it. All right, why am I trying to be? Okay, let's... Okay, no. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, James. It's a happy family going down a water slide of some kind. That is horrible. And he's got drafting tools over
So the thing is freaking him out is that the slide projector is going on its own right now.
Yeah, it's going on its own. Let's look at the slide. So, we got another happy family. We got a white mom and a white kids and a white dad. That's pretty good.
What happened?
So one can assume
Who's doing this?
They're in their basement. That belongs to one of their parents.
Yeah, so
and
it's
it's
like
playing like vacation photos.
Look, Canada. Made in Canada.
Hey.
Wow, weird.
Maybe they went on vacation there.
Oh yeah, they did. Acme National Park.
Acadia.
Oh, whatever. Arcade. This would have been me. I would have thought I was cool for putting my thumb up like that, looking like a real dork. Yeah. Uh-oh, kid.
Is that Georgie?
I don't know.
I think that might be Georgie.
Yeah, I think maybe it is. Is this? Yeah, it's kind of, yeah. Oh yeah. So okay, there's his mom. That's kind of fun.
Her hair is kind of being blown in her face.
Yeah, it's just a windy day. You know, sometimes that happens. There he is.
It's antagonizing Bill by zooming in on Georgie.
Yep, and the camera's getting closer to the projector, which means that scary shit's going down. Smile. Uh-oh, now the camera starts moving. Uh-oh, we're getting different shots here. Oh, jeez. Okay, we'll play this at full speed once we work our way through it here. The kids are freaking out a little bit back there. Something's going on.
Because the slides are not supposed to move on their own like that.
Yeah, this is like the world's weirdest Ouija board going on with this thing. It's taking over. Just looking for words on top of the slides. Nothing. Oh, crap. I think there's going to be something revealed behind the red hair here, James.
Maybe.
What if it's more red hair? Oh, no. I see clown
There
face.
it is.
And
I
don't want to go too quick here,
I think
but
the way that they handled this particular scene in the 1990 version is, I think they were looking at an album of photos
The kid on the right here.
Yeah. And I think that Pennywise appeared in one of the albums and like stepped out from behind a light pole and started dancing and moving around inside the picture.
Oh, like in Harry Potter.
Yeah, like in Harry Potter, which was kind of freaky.
So this is actually, I like this a little better, to be honest. I think
this is much better.
Yeah. Oh shit! Oh no, we have school on Monday. Oh god, no. Okay, but look at that. Oh man, that's freaky. That would freak me the fuck out.
Something about his face does not bother me as much as Tim Curry did.
It's Tim Curry's, huh?
Maybe I just need to see it and get used to it, but like the roughly frilly neck, the big.
Well, it's clownish. I mean,
but it's almost like a more feminine clown.
Yeah, I think it might be kind of feminine. Wasn't that one of the things? But that feminine is still scary. Haven't you seen Ghost in the Shell?
Yeah.
Come on. Haven't
you
seen Her?
Until I see it and judge it for real.
Haven't you seen Lucy?
It's something about it's not sitting great with me right now, but I'm completely admit that I'm open to changing my opinion when I've seen the final product.
Haven't you seen Oprah?
No.
the movie Oprah? All right, let's back up though and play this a little bit through here. Let's go quick speed. Come on, computer, fucking play it. All right, we're backing up.
Okay, that's good.
No. All right, ready? Regular speed. What if they didn't know it was a song? They're just scared of moms. That's freaky, man. Come on.
Find out all along their mother's the clown.
Yeah. I've been drinking milk. That's where they get their milk. Okay, sorry. This September.
He's actually kind of creepy though because if he's holding Georgie's hand, I mean, he ripped off Georgie's arm. And now he's posing as Georgie's mother in
so
that
picture.
Means it's a very personal thing.
Is his mom dead in the backstory or something like that?
In the book, she was the one playing the piano downstairs, so I don't think she's dead.
So what would you make out of that scene then? Was he impersonating his mom in this photo?
Yeah, he just replaced her with himself in there for creepy effect.
But in replaced them after the fact or replaced them on this vacation?
What?
Like was his instead of his mom is he actually in these slides?
No. He's just projecting himself into something. He wasn't impersonating the mother for the duration of the vacation.
Well,
if that's
maybe
what you're asking. That would be a little much.
Hey, vacationing mom is some people's worst fear.
As far as I know, the clown does not leave Derry.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, it would be kind of cool if that was the case, though. It's like, no wonder mom was acting all weird, ripping kids' limbs off like a fucking praying mantis after sex. All right, let's. So there's some actually interesting reveals coming up here too. Look at this shot here. So we've got
so this is if you go back right now, you can see what looks like a zombie or something.
That's the
back there.
That's the mailman.
So I thought that what had happened here is that what he feared was the Wolfman, a werewolf, and in the house on Niebolt Street, he gets chased by it.
Okay.
So I don't know if what's chasing him is a zombie, because in the book it wasn't a zombie, it was a Wolfman.
It could be, maybe. I mean, it's zombie-ish. I mean, if I were betting, I would say that's a zombie, but it might be some kind of weird wolf dog.
Yeah, maybe they changed it.
It's kind of hard to see.
Zombies are much more prevalent in today's culture than, say, the Wolfman.
Although we do like a good werewolf.
But back in the 50s, the Wolfman was a more prominent, scary image. To us now, it's really not.
Yeah, that could, for sure. But maybe it's a zombie werewolf. Even scarier. How many zombies do you think it would take to take down a werewolf?
One.
One?
It just has to bite it once.
Yeah, but a werewolf is a fucking monster. It's a wolf that's weird.
Yeah, but it's going to try and eat the zombie, and it's going to get infected in the process.
Moonlight, James. Moonlight. Come on. Think it through. Okay, No, this kid, his greatest fear is land. He hates having his legs dry, so he's running through a what do they call that, a creek?
Okay, and this part right here, I like this because this is clearly Henry Bauer approaching. You can see the kids with the car back there.
Yeah.
There is, and stop me if you think I'm giving away too much here, but there is a time when Pennywise figures out that the Losers Club were a little bit more formidable than he thought they were, or it thought that they were. So it actually reaches out and enlists the help of the Bowers kids, actually kind of twists their minds in a sense and makes them even worse than they really are. And he makes Henry Bauer go and kill his own alcoholic father, gives him a weapon like a switchblade or something like that, and sends him after the kids into the sewers.
Wow.
So when you see the kids walking around and one's got a cast on his arm, they're being pursued through the sewers by Henry Bowers and his gang, and they're out to kill him.
So he sort of deputizes them
Yes.
in a way to carry out his nefarious intentions.
And this is the scene where he apparently is going to make his first contact with Bowers.
So the balloon is sort of his delivery. It's like his internet.
His calling card.
Yeah, the balloon is his email messages and
Pretty
stuff.
much.
Yeah, his malware. Gets it in there and fucks with their heads. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. That's well, good. I hope we get to eventually see this piece of shit get his fucking comeuppance.
Oh, he does.
Although bullies, fuck bullies, kiss my butt. You know what I mean, James? Don't look at me when I talk to you. All right, here we go. What? All right, let's back up and play it with some sound, though. I like this, though. This is good. Good scary noises. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is important.
This has got to be the house on Nebolt Street because it's, it's all torn up and everything, and they are cowering back.
I like
and
his
the
socks.
clown
He's
is
wearing
approaching.
funny socks. Wouldn't it be funny if he had a huge testicle and it was just like...
No, it would not.
Oh, okay. What if she had a giant testicle?
No, these are children.
Wow.
But I think what happens is that in the story, they're children, so they have an image as to what they think will hurt a monster, and in their minds, in the mythos of monsters and things like that, they see silver as being the one thing that will kill monsters.
Okay,
So
which is a werewolf thing?
Yeah, so I think Beverly gets like one of her mother's earrings or something like that, or a couple of them that are made of pure silver, and she uses them as a weapon with a slingshot.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is, as a child, if you believe that something is going to hurt Pennywise, it will hurt Pennywise.
So the belief
simply
is what
because
does
the
it.
belief. Yeah. There's one scene where one of the kids, the one who has asthma, actually approaches Pennywise, pulls out his inhaler, and screams, "This is battery acid, you monster!" Squirts it in his face, and he starts screaming, and his face starts melting.
Oh man! What if he said, "This is asthma medication, you monster," and he goes, and then Pennywise just goes, "Oh, thanks, I feel better."
Yeah, that did not happen.
Did not happen? Yeah.
No, I don't specifically recall
This is
one.
insulin, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
And he just helps him with his diabetes.
Yeah, because in the original one, it was a werewolf at this point. Now he's clearly approaching them as a clown, so this is new to me. But the clown is turning into a werewolf because you can see
Watch the fingertips.
claws.
Watch the fingertips. Look at this. This is some adamantium shit here.
Yep, he's turning into it.
So, rawr, that's pretty crazy.
He is going to be the Wolfman, yes.
I think that's confirmation. Either that or an American Eagle.
Yeah.
No, that's a big wolf hand.
And that's even more to the point why they use the silver on him. Beverly's the one with the shot, though. She's the marksman.
She's got the aim.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. These two are about to make out right here. I say, kid, not good time for your first kiss, all right? Save it for Schindler's List.
There's going to be something I have to talk about at the end about that.
Oh, do two of the boys fall in love?
It's something that they cannot put in the movie.
Why not? Nothing wrong with gay kids.
No, not that.
Oh. Do one of them make out with a mannequin? The first boob I ever touched was a mannequin boob.
2 words.
My grandma owned a department
3 words.
store, and I had to go down to the basement. It's fucking these mannequin body parts.
Child sewer orgy.
Oh yeah, well sure. Yeah.
Nobody wants to think about that. Nobody wants to see that.
That's the name of my memoirs. All right. Oh no. Well, James, what is this? These are hands.
This is Mike Hanlon. This is something that
appropriately named.
No, this is Mike Hanlon's. The thing that he sees that traumatizes him.
Yeah.
The one thing that he fears the most, because
he fears
back
hands.
in the 1950s, being an African-American kid or an African-American of any age,
Yeah.
you are living in dangerous times, especially in America.
Yeah.
So
you're often isolated and picked on, and racism was much more accepted. It's still bad these days, but it was pretty bad.
I think in Derry's past there was a popular nightclub or a bar or something like that. Does it say here what the place is called?
Quality Meats. This store for deliveries only customers. No, I don't see a name.
But anyway, it was a place that was owned and operated and primarily frequented by African Americans.
Look, this looks like a painting of like a massacre, like maybe the Chicago massacre.
Yeah, and I think some horrific people locked the doors, barred the doors, and set the place on fire and burned everyone inside alive.
And it was an African American club.
Yeah, I think so. If I remember correctly, I think that's what it is.
So yeah, so this is haunting his psyche and stuff.
But the thing he's mostly afraid of is another form the clown takes, which is more unusual, but it's a giant flesh-eating bird.
Oh, Donald Trump?
Yes.
That's what he's scared. I don't blame him. I'm terrified of that piece of shit too. Big bird. So a big yellow bird. Oh, hey.
No, it flies.
It flies.
Yeah.
Big bird can fly? You haven't seen him when he's horny? Okay, so that's pretty haunting too. The racial factor is pretty pronounced, and that's pretty fucking.
It was the sad truth of the time.
Yeah, it would be shitty if we ignored that part of our history. I don't want to. It's part of their story, and their story is our story, man. Mm-hmm. We're all one big family. We got to get past our differences, James. We got to stop fighting over differences, because eventually aliens are gonna land, and then we're all gonna have to band together.
Yes.
I've been watching Falling Skies on Amazon. It's terrible.
Okay, and this part right here, can tell by that little thing right there, that drafting thing.
Yeah.
Was this the same wall that they were projecting the slideshow on?
T-square. I believe it is, yes.
Okay.
It's because that was in that one basement shop.
Which is odd how why they would show that again.
Yeah. Well, does he come through the wall or something? Or
No, not that I recall. And obviously, this is Beverly. You can see the key hanging from around her neck.
Yep, she's got the key. And then, so her fear is obviously striking oil. She's terrified of becoming rich.
No, I think there was like a voice in the drain or something like that. And then it sprays out blood in the book. But in here, it's just like sludge.
Is this just anxiety about menstruation?
Jesus.
Well, she's a young teen. Yeah, that's not good. This is you ever use a water fountain and it squirts you a little bit too much?
But this is how she becomes Venom.
She becomes Venom? What does that mean? Is that an X-Men reference?
You know about Spider-Man?
No, I don't give a fuck about Spider-Man.
It's a joke about a parasitic alien thing that covers his body and turns him into a black Spider-Man that's covered in like a gooey tar.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds weird.
He was in the movie with Tobey Maguire. Topher Grace played him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I remember Willem Dafoe going,
different movie.
Cobblepot Oswald-good.
Anywho.
Oscorp.
Yes. All right.
That movie sucked. All right, so this is a bad... Do you think this is the actress? I mean, they just wail her in the face with all this...
I'm sure it's CGI.
I don't know. Why not? Why not hit her in the face with all this shit? It would look pretty good. I mean, you all got to do is keep your mouth closed for a couple of seconds. We've all dove into pools.
You always want to get like the perfect splash up, and this looks too all-encompassing and perfect.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's also go for speaker. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's. I don't think that's real.
I don't know. You never know. I mean, I would take it if they were paying me all that money. All right, so now obviously the clown.
They're trying hard not to show his entire face at once, but just like the shape of the face, the frilly collar, like the shape of the mouth, everything about it, just.
Right there, you're saying that doesn't strike fear the same. Well, it's like similar to the Joker from Batman. He's got kind of the exaggerated mouth, the kind of permagrin.
He just looks like a goofy, buck-toothed.
Well, hold on. It's asymmetrical. Actually, you know what's interesting? Let me say this: the chin is really close to the lip. Is that weird? My chin. Look where my lip is compared to my chin. Mm-hmm. There's a good inch there. This is like 3/4 of an inch.
He just has a thick bottom lip.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so do I. I have really nice, handsome lips, James, by the way. Ladies. Boom. All right. What are you afraid of, James? Well, hold off. I think you'll be afraid properly, okay, James? Maybe all these video games, these horror video games you've been playing have been upping your standards for what's supposed to scare you. Okay,
so
now this
part
scene
bothers me.
All right. Should we watch it first and then you'll explain?
Yeah, go ahead and watch it.
All right, full speed.
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm backing up. Tell me what about it.
Okay. Because the clown appears as the one thing that you fear the most. For Bill, he cannot let go of the fact that he let his brother down. He was sick in bed. He wasn't able to go outside and play with Georgie. He feels directly responsible for Georgie dying.
If he built a bigger boat, it wouldn't have fallen.
Yeah, and he had a very strong connection with his brother.
Yeah.
So this is hitting him as hard as it possibly can. And in the original novel and in the movie, I believe it was the 1990 version, he didn't encounter Georgie's reflection, his ghost, his projection of the clown, until he was deep down in the sewers.
Yeah.
And this looks like it's happening in his basement or his cellar because there's a filing cabinet right there.
There's electricity over there. Yeah. There's like work stuff. Yeah.
And I remember it being a shocking moment. You finally see Georgie standing right there in front of Bill after watching Bill be tormented by the memory of his brother's death, which happens in the very opening of the movie. So it's a shocking, shaking, shattering experience. Well, it's a big moment.
Yeah. And the opening of the whole thing, the whole emotional gunpowder of the movie is this kid's death. Yeah,
and the fact that they would waste the shock of that by putting it in the trailer really rubs me the wrong way.
And he smiles. He learns how to smile as a ghost.
But in the movie or the book, Bill eventually says, "You're not Georgie, you're not my brother," and that's how he dispels them.
Oh, yeah, and that defeats him completely, or just gets him to go away?
Well, I think his friends are with him, and they help him to overcome the spell that this clown is trying to cast on him by using this image.
Got it. Yeah, you're right. I agree, and this is a big complaint. In fact, and this is very much the kind of tripping hazard of this new format we're trying with these trailers, is that we're going to overexpose ourselves to these movies, especially breaking it down in such detail. Not that we mind. I'm really averse to spoilers. I hate spoilers, even though I'm opening that up because we're doing this.
And we're spoiling the living crap out of this.
Well, yeah, and you know it so well. We warn people. We're not. We just didn't come as any surprises or anything. But yeah, I agree. Trailers show way too much, man. They always do this. I don't even like knowing it was sunny during the final fight. I like to. It's like I don't want to read any sentences from the book that are not in proper sequence. So don't show me shit from anything past the opening word of the book. You know, like in a trailer is basically a couple of sentences from every single chapter, and then you watch the whole thing after you've already seen a whole bunch of. And it's usually key scenes too. Anyway, I have a very high threshold for what I consider a spoiler. Like even people like saying, "Yeah, I liked it." To me, that's almost a spoiler because it messes with my expectations. It's impossible to avoid. Like right now, the movie.
That's a little.
Well, hold on. I'm not saying that's a spoiler. Excuse me. I'm not saying that's a spoiler. I'm saying if some movies, I would rather not be influenced by people's opinions because I'd like the experience to be as untainted as possible. That's my point. I don't think that's crazy. I'm not saying I do this for every movie.
I would say that's definitely on the extreme end of the spectrum.
Hold on. It happens once every 2 or 3 years. You know what I mean? Like meaning where I see a movie having no idea what the hell I'm about to watch. You can't avoid hearing people's opinions. You can't, you know what I mean? So I'm not like unrealistic about that, but like so it's more, I'm talking about like, that's the ideal. And and occasionally like Inception, I saw a little bit of the first trailer and then I avoided seeing anything about it. I didn't know Tom Hardy was in it. I didn't know it was directed by Chris Nolan. I knew Leonardo DiCaprio was in it and I like him. And then I watched the movie and it was actually a nice experience because I wasn't ruined by spoilers.
But how do you get to the point where you know you want to see something if you refuse to watch anything about it?
Well, actually, I did know Chris. I saw Chris Nolan directed it. I saw Leonardo DiCaprio. I saw some cool buildings folding over, and I said,
"So you just need to see a little nugget to get you to." Okay.
Yeah, like a photo on a Chinese food menu. Like, oh yeah, I'll take a piece of that, but I want to wait till all of it comes up. I'm not saying. I realize my point is it's very. Look at him. Ah!
And I'm guessing this is like the cellar where Georgie went down to get the paraffin in the beginning that he was afraid to go down into.
This is the face I make when Starbucks is out of caramel. I want a macchiato, a large caramel with no coffee, just a bucket of caramel. Sorry, what did you say?
No,
that's the paraffin cellar.
Let's go ahead and play the sucker.
All right, yeah. You don't want. Oh, my knee hurts, James. Oh man.
Go down to Knee Bolt Street.
Knee bolt. Yeah,
get a bolt for your knee.
All right,
actually, speaking of which, I think one of the times Pennywise appears, he's a Frankenstein-like monster.
Oh, really?
So maybe that's what we were seeing instead of a zombie. Maybe that was the Frankenstein.
Could be.
And then he becomes the werewolf inside.
Zombie-stein.
Maybe.
Okay, now that's cool.
He's got like these reptilian eyes almost.
Yeah, nice glowy bright eyes. You see a little bit of the red clown nose coming up there. That's pretty fun. No blinking. That's always intimidating when somebody comes out of the water with their eyes open. That's kind of crazy. So I think that's pretty neat. Hanging out by a kid's feet. Who doesn't have a good? This is fun. This is like this guy's available for kids' birthday parties
and their funerals.
Yeah, and kids' funerals. All right, so we have the moment. This is
1990s.
Yes, but the "You'll Float" is a signature line in the movie.
Yeah,
in the miniseries.
Yeah,
in the story.
So Georgie is screaming out right now, "You'll float too," right?
Yeah.
And what that really is that the pivotal line in the beginning is when Georgie is talking to Pennywise in the sewer originally. Pennywise shows him a balloon, and Georgie asks, "Does the balloon float?" And he gets a response from Pennywise to that effect.
Okay, about the floating. So now here's the kid. This is the moment, I think. Let's just see what he got.
Do they float?
Oh, yes. They float, Georgie. They float. And when you're down here with me, you float too!
Now that's when I would have pulled my hand back.
Why'd you stop it?
What do you mean?
There you go.
Look at that face.
Remember I said his face can change drastically depending on whether he's trying to lure you in or kill you?
Yeah, well, he's got his hand on it. He got his grip, so he's pulling it. This is, it's at least his teeth, though, they're easy to floss.
Yeah.
That makes it nice and easy. We got all our teeth fucking pushed up together, and you got to jam it in there. Gross. That's it, Georgie. Oh, my kid hand. Oh, wait, pause.
So
okay, so...
It's the most iconic line from the whole movie.
You'll float too. In fact, just recently, our Lord and Savior, Stephen King, just put a thing on Twitter that we all get to enjoy. He wrote this. I'm sure by the time this goes up on our channel, it's going to have a lot more than these. But I saw it had like 300, and I took a screenshot, and it was just climbing. So we all float down here. You'll float too. I like this guy, Stephen King. He's a good dude. I like his Twitter. Everybody follow him at Stephen King.
He's a huge dork, but I like him.
Well, of course he's a big dork. That's why we like him. We're big dorks. He fits in, but he's a great wordsmith. He knows his way around the English language.
I think he's weak with dialogue, but otherwise, when you take his dialogue and you translate it literally into a movie as a script, it really doesn't work because he writes in a way that people don't really speak, but you have the suspension of disbelief when you're reading it on the page. But when you hear a person say it verbatim, it just sounds bizarre.
So it might not fit. His dialogue might not translate to spoken in a movie, but in the format in which it's conceived and executed, it's excellent.
But people have made the mistake of taking it right off the page and trying to put it to film, and it sucks when you do that.
But I don't think that's necessarily the fault of his.
No. Unless he's the one who's credited as the writer of the screenplay, in which case, yes,
then
it's
it
his
might
fault.
be. But nobody disagrees that he's not a good writer. I don't know if he's going to go down in the annals of literature and be in like 200 years. People will say, yeah, Shakespeare, Suck Professor, Stephen King. I don't know if he's going to fit into that, but his output is incredible. And he got ran over by a van. I read the one book about the birds where the guy lives in the thing and a bunch of birds are following him around. And
Duma Key.
Johnny Depp played the
not that. That's what is that called? Like outside window or
the window or upper window, or second story or
what was
stories
it called?
Windows.
I remember liking that one.
It wasn't all that great. He also wrote a book. This one's fucked up. We're about a woman and a man in a cabin in the woods. They're on a vacation. They're getting a little kinky. She's tied up or handcuffed at all four corners, wrists and ankles, and then he's on top of her. They're married or whatever. Hey, having a little fun, and then he dies. So the whole story is about how the psychology, how she has this sort of breakdown, and how she goes crazy with her rotting husband decomposing on her, and she's trying to survive the situation.
Was this a short story?
I don't remember. He wrote Shawshank Redemption, by the way.
Yeah, and then The Green Mile.
And The Green Mile, yeah. So
and Cujo.
But the dead husband rotting away on a woman.
Although
I mean, she would die before he would really rot too bad. But that's obviously a bad situation to be in, to have a dead husband on your.
He also did Creepshow, which
freaked
me out as a kid.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
Oh my God! We're watching that tomorrow.
Let's watch it tomorrow. Skip work, James.
He even stars in one of the scenes.
Oh, cool. Yeah, he shows up in some of his stuff. Sorry, let's see a little more here. Whoa!
That's a bit because originally the clown does not move quickly. He kind of dances and prances and sachets his way around.
Yep.
This is pure horror.
This is what I was like when I used to play soccer as a kid.
You don't expect something to come out of the water and come at you that quickly.
Not quite. Although I do like the shaky. There's that sort of thing where look, they got a couple of black intercut some frames in there just to sort of move her a little closer.
Looks like an angry mole.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of horrifying. I mean, come on. That is an interesting editing technique. They sort of advance it like 2 or 3 frames. Let's go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is black. So 5 frames and then black. 1, 2. Oh, no, not.
It's like quite. Gary Busey getting out of the shower.
Yeah. Or into the shower.
Yeah.
This is Gary Busey getting out of rehab. Boom. That's fucking terrifying.
It is, yeah.
I like that. This is the kind of movie you want to bring a date to. You can hold each other. She can grab your arm. You can grab hers.
No.
Actually, if I get scared at a movie, I'll just get down on the floor and grab her ankles and be like, oh, God.
I think one of the scarier moments in it, in the 1991, was the scene where the kid was in the shower room by himself. And we see the shower drain in the middle of the floor, and we see like these 2 little fingers pop out of the shower drain, and then they just move aside, and like a cartoon claymation, the hole just widens a whole bunch, and the clown pops waist high out of the drain.
Oh fuck! Hopefully that's in this one. That sounds kinky.
Yeah,
I said kinky in this.
It scared a lot of kids with drains.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's no good at all. All right. So there's a drywall in the basement again.
They keep showing that for some reason. Oh, okay. So that must be when the hair fully moves away.
Yeah.
You only see like a quick shot of this.
Yeah. This is here. Let's go full speed at this. Ready?
Yeah. They don't want you to see it up close.
Let's go. How many frames? 2 frames. So we get 2 frames of that bad boy. That's crazy. But what do you think about this face? So let's talk about the face. Are you just like
So is
turned
he
off
like
by it all?
biting his lower lip? I think he is.
Kind of. Maybe that's the face. No, someone put peanut butter on the roof of his mouth.
Yeah.
So lady or boy? I don't think it matters at this point, honestly. I don't give a shit at all.
He's got a very peanut-shaped head and a gigantic forehead.
Big old forehead. This is some Jude Law territory going on here. But that's an intentionally exaggerated skull. Like, it's almost like he can't quite become a human.
Yeah.
It's like
he's emulating
he or
what a
she
human,
or whatever struggles with that whole thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's scary. I'd be terrified by this thing. I like the makeup that goes up above the eyes. We are going to be seeing this clown a bunch of times in Halloween.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
very annoying. Although I don't go out for Halloween. I stay home and I hide under the bed.
And you're familiar with the Dark Tower series, as you mentioned before, right?
Yes, Roland.
Yeah, so apparently in the Dark Tower series, they established that the entire world, the entire universe is controlled by this giant dark tower in the middle of a bunch of ley lines in a separate universe that connects all the realities and dimensions of the universe together.
Yeah.
And that Stephen King has kind of tied a bunch of his stories to this in the sense that he's even at some point mentioned that the creature, it, originally came from the Dark Tower.
Okay.
And I think there were other movies, like, what was that one? It was Insomnia, I think, where the creatures were like cutting balloon strands, and when he did that, the person would die, but only this one guy who survived a brain tumor could see it.
I don't remember.
Something like that, but those creatures were apparently from the Dark Tower.
Okay.
There's always like a central hub that connects all of his storylines together.
It's the proverbial river of pink ooze.
Yes.
Flowing under the city.
And there's also a force of good in the story that the boys become aware of that guides them in fighting this evil.
Okay. Look at that. Ah!
He does look like a squirrel that's just like going for it.
Yeah, kind of. Or it almost has an Alice in Wonderland-y quality to it there. This is actually, when I was losing my hair, this is what I looked like.
It almost looks like a dog face with buck teeth. The
Kinda.
nose, that just bugs me.
They could have done that thing where they lower the jaw real far. Like
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of played out, though.
I think you need to give it a chance. But I mean, the whole point of it is she.
I know, it's something new.
It's a psychological torment because it's customized for every individual victim.
Yeah, and because I'm such a fan of the original one, simply because I love the book and I love Tim Curry's performance, it's harder for me to accept something that's different. I'm fully aware of that.
Do you think Tim Curry is watching this going, not on my watch? No, I disagree.
I think he's like hanging back in his wheelchair drooling because he had a stroke.
He had a stroke?
Yeah, he's in bad shape.
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Doesn't get to eat curry anymore.
No.
Well, that sucks. He's a good guy. I like him. He was in a bunch of movies.
Yeah.
Tarzan or something.
Yeah, the myth of the killer ape is true.
Is that it? Yeah.
Congo.
Yeah. Oh, Congo. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Tarzan. I watched that Tarzan and it's fucking shit.
Yep.
That fucking stupid movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
So about the sewer thing.
Yes.
There is a very, 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 very uncomfortable scene in the book.
All right.
Where essentially they have their big showdown. They go down into the sewers. Henry Bauer's crew goes in after them. Stuff happens and goes down, and then their minds start getting messed up. They get lost, turned around. They can't find their way out, and they feel like they're losing a sense of themselves.
Okay.
So they basically come to the conclusion, or Beverly comes to the conclusion, that she is going to create an everlasting union with the boys in the Losers Club. And she says something like, my alcoholic, horrible, abusive father always accused me of banging you guys, so why don't we show him one and stick it to him? Let's bang. And she bangs every single one of them down in the sewers.
Of the boys?
Yes. And the book even goes into detail describing aspects of it that I don't want to think about.
Okay.
These are kids. That's not I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
Yeah, so yeah. I'm really, really hoping that they just cut that part out of the movie. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you.
I mean, they can do something else where they can, bond. They can do a blood bond, cut your hand and shake hands, or do something, anything but that.
Cut your feet and touch feet.
Yeah.
A blood bond. Like you and I did the first day we met.
Yeah.
Well, I actually showed up because I had just recently been in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
James rescued me by giving me mouth-to-foot resuscitation.
Yes.
No, I hear you. I get it. It's kids. You don't want to do the sex stuff with kids. On the other hand, they're like 12, 13. I'm not in any way condoning or advocating at all. I'm saying, though, that the human story does not always start where everybody doesn't have anything sexual happen until they're 18 years old. You know what I mean? Like, that's often the case. That sort of, it could be traumatic. It often is. It usually is. especially in that kind of situation. But you know, sometimes 14-year-olds bang, and you know, it's whatever. No, it's just it happens.
All right. Well,
I was in my 20s when I lost my virginity. Ugh, gross.
Did you ever find it again?
Huh?
Did you ever find it again?
No. I'd love to. It was I was 29 and 364 days old. I banged a couch.
Nice.
All right, everybody. James, anything else?
I think I'll cut the spoilers off at that point.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a couple things I didn't say that are major, but I think I've pretty much, you know,
Yeah.
told you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
And then you know, they confront the thing, and it
they
goes
shoot
how
it
it goes.
with a ping pong ball gun and a Nerf gun. They bring out their football. They bring out the whistle football.
Yeah. And then 27 years after the fact, it comes back.
Yeah.
Even though they thought that they had dealt with it.
But the adults have come. But they actually, they're older. They're like 30 something.
Yeah.
And they've all had, like, some of them are successful. Some of them have had a tougher life, right? Like
No, they've actually all become successful.
Oh, all of them have they? Okay.
But I believe they've all become successful, but none of them have had children. It's a curse.
Oh, I see. Because are they sterile, or they just can't get it up?
For some reason, it's just something about that experience. Their lives never led them in a direction where they would have children. They were still loners in a sense.
I wish I was sterile.
And one of them in particular reacts because Mike Hanlon basically calls them all, and because he remains in Derry, the rest of them move away.
Okay.
And when they move away from Derry, part of the magic of Derry takes effect, and their minds block it out. They completely forget about it. They are completely unaware of what happened, but Mike Hanlon doesn't forget because he is still there.
I see.
And when he figures out this thing has come back, he starts calling them one by one and telling them, and as he tells them, it starts coming back into their minds, and some of them deal with it well and say, I'll come back and fight.
Yeah.
Others don't deal with it as well.
Yeah. Me and my brothers had a similar situation with a box of pornos we found by the railroad tracks. Every 27 years, we all come.
God.
Sorry. I can't. That's not even funny. All right. Well, James, I appreciate your enthusiasm. I'm really excited to see this. It's September. We got a ways to go. But we'll be doing a full review. I have no idea. We don't do reviews of movies. Well, we should. But you know, this movie has a very strong place in a lot of people's hearts. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot about this, and it's going to be kind of exciting. Of course, the internet's probably going to freak out because, well, that's not the right thing. Like, shut the fuck up. Let it be a little bit different. It's fine.
I've been waiting for this movie my whole life.
Calm down. Yeah, and then 27 years from now, they'll make another one.
They better.
And it'll be...
and if this movie sucks, I'm going to make my own version. I'm going to play every role.
Oh, good. I will loan you some of my clown makeup.
Yes.
But you got to get your own fucking nose because those are sacred. All right, everybody. There you go. Like, subscribe. Check out some of our other ones. We'll put links in the description for some more trailer breakdowns, or if you want full show breakdowns. We also do this for a couple of shows here and there. And we also play video games because we're a couple of big dorks, and we like to have fun and put our stuff out on this YouTube channel. We took a 2.5 minute trailer and talked for like 10 hours about it. But hey, fuck it. You know what? Someone's got to waste their time, and we might as well be us. Like, subscribe. Leave comments, share, tell your grandparents about it, tell your parents, tell your sisters, tell your brothers, tell your kids, and tell your enemies. James?
Yep.
On Twitter?
Oh, that's right. There's a thing called Twitter.
James loves Twitter. I do too, @SuckProfessor. And we will see you all in the sewers. Welcome to the sewer, boy. Or girl. Do you want hot dogs? That's the only circus food I can think of. Bye.